Hey friend, I'm Gustafson and I help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. In today's video, we're going to be getting into the keys to finding the right property for your assisted living home. So if you want some help and guidance doing that, make sure you stick around for today's video. Hey friend, welcome back to Assisted Living Investing. If you need some help and some guidance as you're trying to figure out if this property that you found is the right one for you, go and grab our free underwriting calculator at assistedlivinginvesting.net. Just go there, top right corner, you're going to get a little thing for the calculator. Go grab that free resource, give it away to everybody, and we have a link for a bunch of other free resources down below. So go and grab whatever you need to help you get started. Now, let's get into the topic for today's video. We're talking about the keys to finding the right property for your assisted living home. This is something that a lot of people struggle with. I hear from a lot of people that they don't even know how to go about finding the right property or how to go about getting the right thing. Now, for those of you that have been watching the channel for any amount of time, I've talked about my mastermind program. And inside of that program, you can go apply for that. You go to alimastermind.com/application. We'll have a link down below. But in there, I go through a five-phase process. So we've been talking the last few videos about the first phase, which is all about business foundations, how to set up the right entity, market research, business plan, underwriting. I have a bunch of resources on the channel, on the website that help you get through that foundational phase. And I honestly think that is the most important thing that you can do. If you need to spend time on anything, you should be building that business foundation because it makes the rest of this go much more smoothly. Phase 2 is what we're talking about today. It is the keys to finding the right property. It's getting that home. It's actually finding the right house so that you can have your business, which is, also extremely important. You can't not have an assisted living business if you don't have a home to run the business out of. Whether you're buying a home or leasing from somebody, buying an existing business, or if you're going the route of buying a home to do a conversion on it. Regardless of what you do, you need a physical property, physical space where you can provide these services to people as you're getting into running your assisted living business. Okay, so let's get into some of the keys for helping you find the right property. As I mentioned, in that first phase, that building the business foundation piece of it, one of the main components there is building the business plan. And your business plan is actually this is where it helps you accelerate things when you get here to phase 2 and finding the right property. You, at this point, because you spent the time on the business plan, you know what your criteria is. You know how many beds you want to have in the facility. You know the size of the facility, how many bathrooms, kitchen size. You've done the research. You know which geographic location you want this in. You know what that criteria is. And then you go talk to a broker or an agent and you just say, I need a 10-bedroom home that is in, Minneapolis, I don't know, in Atlantis, so wherever you want it to be, you want to put it, you give that criteria to them and they say, oh, cool. Yeah, let's narrow the search down that is the world down to here's 5 properties for you. And now this is a very different conversation. Now you have 5. You can go look at all 5 of them if you want, because you have spent the time getting that criteria really honed in and you know what you're looking for. So that's a big piece that comes from having the business plan. The other is going to be your price range. So in the business foundational piece, you're getting really familiar with the finances of a business and what all the costs are that go into this. And that's going to help dictate how much money you have to spend on a house that's going to allow it to still be profitable. It's also going to tell you how much money you have for down payment to see how much house you can buy. And so your dream might be some super high-end luxury house that's $5 million, but your budget realistically is $1 million. You're gonna have to shift things around, but also that gives you criteria to give to your agent, to your broker, and say, hey, I need a 10-bedroom home with 8 bathrooms, and I need it in Atlantis, and I need it to cost $1.5 million. All of a sudden, the world of everything that's out there gets shrunk down significantly, and now you're looking at 3, 5 properties that are very specific to what you want, and it makes your life so much easier. Does not mean that you're going to find the exact house. Just makes it so that it's a lot easier to find the right house because you've built in that criteria and you know what your price range is. So this is why it's so important for you to do this up front in that business plan phase. Now, as you get into this, where you're trying to find the right property, the keys that you need here are finding the right house. This is, again, building that criteria, working with the right people to help you find the right house so that you can get this. Number 2 is making sure that it is zoned properly. You have to get zoning in place. Zoning it can be complex. It can be confusing. You have to make sure that it's there. That allows you to get the certificate of occupancy and allow you to actually run a business with the amount of unrelated individuals that are going to be in the home. This is a very big part of what you're doing for your assisted living business. And the third one is getting approvals from the fire department. They will tell you if you need a fire sprinkling system, if you need to have wider doorways or hallways or whatever it is. They will help you out, but you have to have that approval as well when you go to get your license, which is a phase 4 activity. So we'll get to that in a later video. But we're going to be talking about this over the next few weeks. We're going to be talking about those 3 main things of finding the right house, zoning, and fire department approvals. So if you need some help or guidance on those, I'd love to hear which of those 3 would be most beneficial to you. Is it going to be finding the right property? Is it going to be understanding zoning? Or is it going to be understanding how to get the fire department to approve on those things? So comment down below, property, zoning, or fire down below, and let me see what's going on and where you're at. So to recap a little bit of this video, we've been talking about why that business plan phase, that business foundation is so important, how it's going to help you out as you get into this. And then those 3 big keys for finding the right house for you. It is looking for the property, getting zoning in place, and getting the fire department to just give you the check and say, yep, you are good to go. I talked a little bit about the mastermind program, 5-phase process. We've covered a lot about all of them in past videos. This time we're talking about that phase 2 activity, helping you find the right property. If you need some guidance, you need some help, I love helping people. I love coaching people. I really do. I do it for you. I get satisfaction out of it. It's fun for me to help you out and coach you, but I do it for you to help you reach your goals. Because if you're feeling overwhelmed and confused and just like you don't know what you're doing and you need guidance and you need a process, then check out the mastermind. Go to alimastermind.com/application and fill out the application. It's 5 minutes, doesn't take you very long. Results in me sending you information. There's no sales call, no weird pressury things, because nobody really enjoys that. And so I just want to make this a process that works for you. And that's the way that I found to do that. So go check that out, alimastermind.com/application, fill it out, and I would love to hear from you, and then I'll see if I can help you out and point you in the right direction if I can't. That's what I'm here for. Also, I want to remind you to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell as well so you get notified every time we put out content. We go live on Tuesdays, and we also put out the long-form videos here on Thursdays, putting out a ton of content for you. Make sure you get inside the ecosystem. Get on, go grab that free resource, and you'll get on our newsletter. So we send you the links to all the stuff, and then you can be like, yep, that's the one I really want to look at. The blog, the podcast, YouTube, all of the things are there. We send that to you in a nice little package so you know exactly what's going on in this world to help you launch that assisted living business. Does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you don't know how to get started? At assistedlivinginvesting.net, I'm here to help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. I want to thank you for watching, and remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Just keep going step by step by step. And I promise you, if you do, and you're consistent and persistent, you will be successful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.